Live from the Action Building in Canton, Georgia. Welcome to the SHW37 pre-show.
Run.
Southern Honor champion Owen Knight defends his title one more time against Joe Black, this time inside a steel cage.
It's gotten very personal between Owen Knight and Joe Black.
For the first time in 3 years, Matt and Joey Lynch will be given a live microphone to address the Southern Honor crowd and explain their actions from last month.
Chaos and carnage in the ring. I don't believe what we saw here.
Judas will go one-on-one with David Ali to determine the #1 contender for the SHW championship.
Run.
The priest of punishment. I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck standing up.
Plus, after nearly 5 months away, Rekka Tahaka makes her return to a Southern Honor wrestling ring to take on SHW newcomer Heather Monroe.
All hail the queen!
Also in action, Jordan Kingsley, Gunnar Miller, Bryce Cannon, the Bloodbath Behemoth Tank, Nathan Mowry, and more.
SHW37.
And now, the voices of Southern Honor Wrestling, Brandon Benefield and Gerard Bonner.
SHW, this is our wrestling.
Oh, man, GB, we are live, we are live, we are live. What's up? It's B-Double Brandon Benefield, GB Gerard Bonner. It's loud in here because we got DJ Tonic spinning the ones and twos up there on the stage.
Oh, yeah.
But we're here for SHW37, coming to you from the Action Building here in Canton, Georgia. You still got plenty of time to come out here. We got about an hour. The doors just opened.
Yes.
And the crowd's starting to flood in, but you still got time if you're nearby. 261 Marietta Road, Canton, Georgia. Join us at the Action Building. It's SHW time. It's that time of month, buddy.
It's that time. It's that time of the month. It's the first Friday of the month, and this is how we get down. I'm really quite excited to see what's going to happen here tonight. You know, we talk about how a lot can happen in 7 days, and certainly a lot has happened from SHW 36 to 37, so it's good to be here, and it's going to make for a very interesting night.
Very interesting indeed. Of course, as is always the case, we've got another stacked card tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, we're not used to having DJ Tonic here in the house
It's
at the
a
pre-show,
whole
so
new feel.
I'm feeling like it's pumping in here, like it's bumping.
It's really crazy because it's like we're trying to do the pre-show and not dance at the same time.
I can't, but sometimes
listen.
I can't. I'm
it's
sorry.
It's a wild dynamic. I get it.
I'm sorry. I gotta focus here. Focus.
Focus, Danielson.
Anyway, you're right. Well, let's get into the card here and tell you what we got lined up for you tonight here at SHW37.
Yes.
We do have a couple of changes. If you happen to catch the general manager's Facebook Live picks that he gave out earlier this afternoon on the SHW Facebook page, you heard about a couple of changes to the card. And
yes,
as we say every single month, there's a little star at the bottom that says card subject to change.
Yeah.
And, of course, in this day and age that we're living in, that kind of stuff happens all the time.
Card guaranteed to change.
That's right. Don't mind the shadow. It's just the shadow of our great photographer, Corey Tatum, wrestling snapshots, doing his thing.
Sir.
You're all good?
Absolutely. Best photographer in the land.
That's what he's setting up his lights. He's getting ready to go. So we're good to go, man.
That's awesome.
We're live.
We're live.
You want to get on? You want to jump in here?
Come on
hang on.
Yes, sir.
Photographer extraordinaire here.
Yes, sir.
I love these guys.
Oh,
he is as a matter of fact, all the great photos you've seen of us, they're because of him. So,
and of the wrestlers, of course, too.
Of course. He does it for all the wrestlers and everybody. So, Corey Tatum, wrestling snapshots, doing big things. But back to SHW37. Yes, sir.
You know what? I feel like this happens all the time. You never know what's going to happen when we're live.
Absolutely.
So just bear with us, folks. But here we go. We're getting to the card here. And like I mentioned, we had a couple changes to the card at the last minute. What was supposed to be Jordan Kingsley taking on Dylan McQueen will now be Jordan Kingsley taking on Bad News and Tattoos himself, Carly Bravo, coming in at the last minute.
Yes.
Filling in for Dylan McQueen, who could not be here tonight. But this match, and we say it about Carly Bravo all the time, I mean, Jordan Kingsley he knows that we love him. He's been an amazing athlete since day one.
Absolutely.
But we've been watching Carly Bravo since his day one.
Absolutely.
Just about a little over a year ago.
That's right. You know, Carly Bravo has been doing so many amazing things all around the wrestling world, and it literally feels like it's a matter of time before he has the breakthrough moment that ushers him into superstardom. And here's the thing, you know, I often say that the best opportunities don't come to those who are able. They come to those who are available.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, availability could work out amazingly for Carly Bravo tonight, where he could get a big-time win over Jordan Kingsley, who, quite frankly, I don't know if he's fully jumped out of the 2021 slump he was in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So this is going to be an interesting moment tonight. Again, Carly Bravo having an amazing opportunity here to take on Jordan Kingsley. Should be an absolutely stellar match.
I'm very excited for it. And, you know, we've talked about Carly Bravo a ton over the last few months.
Oh, yes.
And you and I have seen him since his day one back at the Nightmare Factory.
That's right.
We've seen him here in singles action and also in tag action.
That's right.
And he's just a great up-and-coming star. And I'm excited to see him back. I hope, and you know, I don't book the matches. I don't.
Here we go.
I don't pay the wrestlers. I don't, you know, I don't book the talent. But I'm just saying, instead of him filling in at the last minute, I would love to see him on the regular roster full time.
Here's the thing. He's here so much.
He might as well be.
That he might as well be. And that, again, is one of those things. Like, you just keep showing up.
Yeah.
You keep showing up, and before you know it, you're a part of the crew. So I'm excited to see, and this is not a knock to Jordan Kingsley, but what this is, and we've seen this time and again here, you know, when you prepare for one opponent and another opponent shows up, it can throw you off of your game.
Yeah.
Preparing for Dylan McQueen is a different type of preparation than preparing for Carly Bravo. So this is going to be a very interesting night for both Jordan Kingsley and Carly Bravo, who for Carly has absolutely nothing to lose tonight.
Absolutely. Trying to make a name for himself, and it might happen here tonight. But moving on down the card, we've got a match that was supposed to happen a couple of months ago, and for whatever reason it was unable to happen. But it's going to be Gunnar Miller, the People's Captain, going one-on-one with the frat daddy, Bryce Cannon. Bryce Cannon making his return here.
Yes.
Now, when they were supposed to face each other a month or so back, a couple months ago, whenever it was, he came into that match, or was going to come into that match, telling the SHW management that, hey, I believe I should be on the full-time roster here at SHW. And they said, all right, well, if you think that's the case, get in here and beat one of our top guys. So if he can come in here and shock everybody and beat Gunnar Miller, then I'd say he's earned his spot. However, Gunnar Miller, like I said, is one of our top guys here, and he might be in a foul mood after what happened with him with Tank last month. On the other hand, he could be distracted by that.
You know, there are so many ifs in this particular scenario, right? You think about a Bryce Cannon who is looking to potentially earn a spot here on the SHW roster. It's hard to deny him given the year he had in 2021.
Right.
He literally nearly swept all of the categories he was nominated in for the Georgia Wrestling History Awards. I mean, Feud of the Year and, like, you know, Tag Team of the Year and all these types of things. He wants to be here. This is probably the best time for him to fight Gunnar Miller. Had he fought Gunnar Miller a couple of months ago, Gunnar would have probably been more focused. But listen, if someone tries to suffocate you, it is very, very hard for you to turn around and then be able to concentrate on what's going on. So I think right now is the right time for Bryce Cannon to make a name for himself at the expense of Gunnar Miller. Oh, and by the way, Tank is in the building tonight.
Yeah, Tank is here, and we're going to get to that match in a second. I just want to say happy birthday to one of our buddies here. Come around to the back so the camera can see you. Come stand right here. Our buddy Alex Autry, one of the SHW original fans. He was the original sign guy. David Ali would always come out and rip up his signs. At one point, I believe, you told him he needed a Snickers. And so you gave him a Snickers. He put it in his mouth, and he spit the Snickers back at you.
Gosh.
Anyways, celebrating a big milestone birthday here in the very near future. So what do you got here? Oh, he's got a poster.
I'm just trying to get everybody to sign.
All right.
He wants everybody to sign
the
it. That's
SHW
awesome.
family is signing the poster, the birthday poster for Alex here. So GB and I will sign it as we're live doing the pre-show.
Let me tell you something.
You never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen on the live pre-show. I promise you, you know, if we asked for people to show up during the pre-show, they probably wouldn't.
Right.
You know, so this is pretty awesome. This is awesome.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Well, we're glad you're back.
Yes, sir.
Now, unfortunately, he's not mic'd up, but he's putting us over big time.
He is.
He's telling us that we're the best, and I'm not just making that up. I love it, man. I love it.
Happy birthday, man.
You guys have a great show tonight.
Thank you, buddy.
Enjoy the show. We'll see you soon. We'll come talk to you after the pre-show.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I love Alex, man. Glad he's back. It's good to see him. He's missed the last several shows. So, anyways, It's like a big family reunion here every single month. We say it every time.
It is.
And it really is because it's so much fun to see the fans that show up all the time. And even the new faces that show up that haven't been here before and get to meet them as well. It's just so much fun.
It is a lot of fun. Absolutely.
Man, so moving down the list, we were talking about Tank also being in the building. So let's go ahead and touch on that match. Now, here's a match that I am very nervous about.
Extremely nervous.
And not to take anything away from Nathan. Yes, we know him as Kind Punk Films.
Yes.
He's been one of our camera guys here since day one. But we also know that he has truly been training over the last year to become a professional wrestler.
Yes.
And so I'm not taking anything away from him in that respect.
Yeah.
However, you could get in the ring with anybody else.
Right.
Anybody else.
Right.
But you get in the ring with Tank, the bloodbath behemoth, the strong-style psychopath. Call him whatever you want. He's a deathmatch legend here in Georgia in the Southeast.
He is.
And this is who Nathan is getting in the ring with for his very first, well, I should say first match, his first SHW match.
You know, I think that's what's interesting about all of this. You know, he literally has been training. I mean, he showed up at the Rumble Jack and had trained for the Rumble Jack, right?
Yep.
He's not only been training, but he's been specializing in death matches and backyard wrestling. So here's my thought on this. On one hand, I would think, you know, if you are newly trained and you're getting in the ring with Tank, it is an absolute death wish. On the other hand, here's the thing. The Killbilly, when you're training for scenarios like this, it's not that you need to know headlocks and takeovers and step over toe holds.
Yeah.
You need survival techniques. And I think this is a case where if it gets down to stamina, he could outrun Tank.
Very good point.
If it gets down to a point of catch me if you can, he can wear him out. And God only knows what goes on in his mind. If you've ever seen the videos that he produces, you know he has a mind that can do almost anything. And that is really where your strength is. Now, we saw Tank and what Tank is not going to do a whole bunch of table stuff. Tank literally had a target bag here last month when he tried to suffocate a man. So if some kind of way Nathan can get around that and can use his skills and his creativity to create a situation here, we could see the thing that people are going to be talking about. Can you imagine the headline on all the spaces tomorrow? Nathan Mowry defeats Tank.
I shouldn't laugh at that thought. But
it could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen.
It just seems so unrealistic. However, you're right. I mean, and here's a guy in Tank who we thought was retired.
We did.
He's been around for so long.
Yes.
And you're right, as far as trying to wear him out, like Nathan is a young gun. You know, Nathan's coming in here brand new.
Yes.
And you got a guy a veteran like Tank who's been in the business a long time, who's come out of retirement a couple different times, it seems like.
That's right.
And so you could be right.
And here's the other thought.
He could wear him out.
You know, the other thought about this is Tank's focus over the last few months here in SHW has been one man. It's been Gunnar Miller.
You're right.
So will he really look at Nathan as a means to an end, right?
Well, it's just like we said, could Gunnar be distracted in his match?
Right.
Will Tank be distracted as well?
While Tank is looking at Gunnar Miller, Nathan Mowry has a singular focus, which is Tank. Here's the deal. This is his dream match, okay? This is his dream match.
That tells you a lot about Nathan,
It does tell you a lot about Nathan, right? But think about this. If you are in your dream match, you have nothing to lose. You're willing to put it all on the line.
Yeah.
And so those dynamics together, we got a situation here tonight.
And you know, you talked about Nathan as he's been training, as he's been getting into the business, has kind of been focusing in that death match genre or niche.
Yes.
That death match niche. Well, let's not forget to mention that the person who's been training him is one half of AEW's Chaos Project. I'm talking about Dr. Luther, the original death dealer, who made his name in deathmatch wrestling over in Japan for years and years, for like 30 years.
This adds layers.
So he's been training with the right guy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Anyways, it's going to be crazy. I'm very nervous because here's the thing. If you recall back in the WCW days, whenever Raven would have a match, they would call it Raven's Rules.
Yes.
Okay, and basically what that meant was it's going to be a no DQ match.
Pretty much.
Basically anything goes.
Right.
It was not promoted as a no DQ match. However, I have a strong feeling that it's going to turn into a Tank's rules match, if you will.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Because I can never just see Tank in a regular match with, doing, like you said, doing like wrist locks and toe holds.
That's not going to happen.
So I have a feeling, and I don't know if it'll be announced ahead of time how we're going to find out, but somehow or another, this will devolve into
easily
a crazy Extreme Rules or no DQ match.
And again, it becomes highly unpredictable at that particular point.
Right.
So that alone is something you need to be here for. Because as I think about it, I'm just like, whoa.
There's no telling.
Yeah.
No telling what's going to go down here tonight. And we say it every month, but in that kind of match specifically. And we've seen what Nathan's been willing to go through. Of course, we saw, we talked about the Rumble Jack that he was in. Tank skewering him in the head, throwing him through the door, covered in mouse traps.
And not to belabor the point, but even when Tank did that, there were a bunch of other guys in the ring.
Yeah.
So there was nowhere for Nathan to go.
Yeah.
Tank had him cornered. Now that Nathan will have the ring and the ringside area completely free.
Got some room.
He's got room. I'm telling you, I think this is going to be a batch of if he can catch Nathan.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a big if.
Wow.
Yeah.
Catch me if you can.
Catch me if you can.
Survive if I let you.
I heard someone say that once before.
Anyways, moving on down the list. And GB, I'm preparing you. Just
okay.
I might need to hear you sing it. This next matchup, we're going to be seeing the return. I want you to introduce this matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
Ooh.
When things happen where a dignitary shows up, you really tend to, put out the red carpet. So let me do this for you right now. Let me do this for you. I'm going to stand. Yeah, you're only going to see my body. I am honoring the queen, all right? When the queen shows up, you either stand or you bow. Or you bow, or you bow. The queen is here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The queen of all things SHW. And in case you didn't know her name is Rekka Tahaka. And she is here. And she's going to be taking on Heather Monroe, who's making her SHW debut.
Yep.
These two are no strangers to each other. They've battled several times before. They have a bit of a split record against each other.
Actually, it's 2-1 in Rekka's favor.
It is in her favor.
Yeah.
The only thing is those matches never happened in the Queendom. And so tonight is going to be quite the night. I am extremely excited for the return of the Queen to SHW.
We have a fan that says #GetRekka'd.
See, so the people understand, and that brings me comfort. That brings me comfort. There are some who try to make me feel like I am alone, but the great Michael Jackson, who's playing right now, by the way, told me that I am not alone. Let us understand.
You're definitely not alone.
I'm not.
I know. Anyways.
But here's the thing. It doesn't matter who else is with me. The queen is still on her throne. And so you don't have to agree. It still is what it is.
And I know I'm saying something that to you is going to sound completely far-fetched.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But could you imagine?
Could I imagine?
This is almost like if Nathan were to beat Tank here tonight.
Correct.
It could happen. Could you imagine Heather Monroe making her debut here tonight? Could she shock the world and beat Rekka Tahaka?
I will tell you this. If that happens, it will send shockwaves. It will absolutely send shockwaves. It'll be absolutely just unbearable. Like, I don't know what would happen to the Queendom.
What would you do?
Well, first of all, it would depend on how it happened.
Okay.
If it was controversy, which we know controversy is the only way to attempt to get a win over Rekka Tahaka.
Okay.
When people have, think about it, any time that there has been a pinfall for Rekka Tahaka here, she was either cheated, she was robbed, or the rules were changed.
Yeah.
It all happened. So in this particular case, if we're talking about, hey, the rules are what they are, Rekka Tahaka for the win. But I do think this, because Heather Monroe has beaten her before, this is not a cakewalk.
Yeah.
We have to be clear.
I'm excited to see Heather here in action. She's the Killer Bae.
Side note.
Yes.
If you'll notice, there's only light on you right now.
Here, lean this way.
No, it's not your fault. Someone is standing in the light. I'll just say that.
It's hard to see, but I can see who it is.
I know who it is.
Oh, there you are. There we go.
And the light is returned.
And we're back. Sorry, folks. And we're gone again.
But it's okay. We're back.
And we're back.
We're back.
Anyways, so yes, Rekka, Heather, going to be a great match.
It's going to be a great match.
I'm excited not only to see the return of Rekka Tahaka, because it's been, nearly 5 months or so
5 months,
since we saw her since the anniversary back in October
of
2021.
The highly popular strap match, which many feel like was the greatest women's match here in SHW.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
It really was exciting.
Incredible.
And so excited to see her back, excited to see the debut here of Heather Monroe. Should be one heck of a match.
Yes.
Moving on down the line, we've got another last-minute switch-up.
Yes.
So going into tonight, we knew there was going to be a number 1 contenders match. It was going to be David Ali against the Priest of Punishment, Judas.
Right.
We found out that Judas is injured. We wish him well. We hope he has a speedy recovery.
Yes.
But taking his place will be the man that was supposed to be facing Judas over the last few months, and we just haven't been able to get on the same page there. It's going to be the monster, the Cyrus.
Right.
Cyrus the Destroyer is coming back here tonight. It will still be a number 1 contenders match.
Yes.
It'll be Cyrus versus David Ali, and I wasn't necessarily feeling great for David when he was facing Judas.
Right.
And I got to be honest, I'm still not feeling too great for David now that he's facing Cyrus the Destroyer.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of elements to this. Number one, injuries happen, and there are things that we just can't control. With that said, I mentioned this about Carly Bravo, and this holds super true for Cyrus. The thing about availability, being available for the right space at the right time is something. And now Cyrus is somebody who has not had an opportunity at the SHW Championship since all the way back in December of 2020.
That's right.
With the championship scramble, which, by the way, was won by whom? David Ali. And so those two tonight will get to battle, and I think this is as big of a challenge as we've ever seen. I mean, as big of a challenge as we've ever seen. If David wants to get back to the SHW Championship, he's got to go through a guy who's hardly ever lost here in SHW. This is going to be a massive test.
I think the only time he lost was a count out to Hansen.
Correct.
And that was because he was distracted by Huckabee.
That's right.
So he's never been pinned.
That's right.
So
this is a really, really big challenge. And Cyrus is somebody who has wanted a shot at the SHW Championship. And he's always been conflicted in this and that and the other, distracted by, factions and the like. And now he's on his own, laser focused. And one of these days, perhaps the two ships that are crossing like ships in the night will finally show up at the same time, and all the stars might align.
Yeah.
But can you imagine? Picture it. Sicily, 1917.
if the title would be on the line.
Can you imagine it?
Judas, Cyrus.
It could happen.
We're armchair booking for the future, by the way.
But here's the thing.
Still,
Cyrus is here, and can you imagine? I know how I feel if I miss a show and something major happens and I miss my moment. Could Judas have missed his moment tonight and Cyrus become the #1 contender?
You know Judas would be at home being like,
oh, gosh.
Are you kidding me right now? That should be me.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't talk like that.
No,
I've never actually heard him speak. He only just glares at us.
Yeah, and I don't want him to talk
kind
when
of
he glares.
snarls at us.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't even want to think about it. But
what a night.
You never know. You never know. Well, before we get to the main event matchup, let's also not forget to mention, now this isn't a match per se.
Yes.
But we do know that Matt and Joey Lynch are in the building.
They are.
And it has been promoted that they will be in the ring and given a live microphone to address the SHW faithful here tonight in the Action Building. And this will be the first time in the 3.5-year history of SHW that Matt and Joey have been able to get a live mic and address the crowd.
Yes.
And after their actions that happened at the end of the last show as we went off the air, which just shocked us all.
Yes.
And here's the thing. You almost started to touch on it on commentary, and then we got interrupted because all the chaos happened.
Right.
But you almost touched on the fact that Gary Lamb, our general manager, was pretty much the guy that brought them into the company specifically.
Absolutely.
He told Dylan from day one. Dylan brought in all the talent.
Right.
And he always brings in the talent. He books the talent.
Right.
Gary said, I only want two guys here, or one team here.
Yes.
That being Matt and Joey Lynch.
Yes.
And that's who came in pretty much thanks to Gary.
Right.
So when Gary got in the ring to stop them as they were attacking everybody with a chair, we thought, okay, maybe he can talk some sense into them.
Right.
That's not what happened.
It's not what happened at all. And quite frankly, there are a lot of questions left to be answered.
Oh, yeah.
Why would Matt and Joey Lynch do what they did to Gary Lamb? Matt and Joey Lynch, the first SHW Tag Team Champions, a team that was given all sorts of opportunities, if we're honest, by Gary Lamb. Let's go back in time to where they literally missed 3 months of title defenses for varying reasons.
Yeah.
And they weren't stripped of the titles. They were given opportunity after opportunity. And so, obviously you're gone for about a year. You come back. They only had one match. They think that they're supposed to be automatically back in the tag title picture. Yeah. And I'm as interested as everyone else in what it is that they have to say here tonight.
Well, what surprised me probably more than anything else was when they did make their surprise return, the crowd was elated. The crowd was excited. Everybody was cheering. Everybody was going crazy.
They were.
Then the next month, they had their first match back in over a year.
Yeah.
The crowd was behind them.
Right.
Later in the night, they did what they did, and then the crowd just was like, what?
Right.
Like, what do you do? Like, so they turned their back on the crowd. They turned their back on the company.
Yeah.
On their, on the general manager.
Yeah.
And yeah, will we find out answers tonight? I hope so. They're going to have a live mic, and hopefully they'll lay it out as to why in the world they did what they did. But
absolutely.
You can find out for yourself if you come join us. You still got 35 minutes until bell time, so if you're anywhere near the Action Building, come on out and join us.
Yes.
261 Marietta Road, Canton, Georgia. SHW37. Tickets available at the door. A bunch of folks have already filtered in here after doors opened a little while ago. But we are excited. And, of course, our main event tonight will be for the SHW title. But not only that, it'll be defended inside of a steel cage. Owen Knight defending once again against Joe Black.
You know, this Owen Knight-Joe Black rivalry literally goes back years. You can go all the way back to Rumblejack 2020 when these two were the last two men inside the Rumblejack. And it came down to those two, and at that point, Joe Black got the win. And these guys have literally been trading victories and the like. Yeah. This gets so intriguing to think that, you know, the last time they were together at SHW36, they fought so hard it was a double countout. Yeah. And then they were forced to team up later that night and couldn't wait to fight again.
How did that go?
Right. That didn't go well. So really the only structure that could hold these guys in the ring, we hope, is a steel cage.
Yeah.
This gets very interesting because when Joe Black is in these kinds of specialty matches, and we all think back to the match that happened here January 2020, the infamous dog collar match, which just, I mean, feud of the year, match of the year, all kinds of things that happened with it. We saw a side of Joe Black we had not seen until now.
Yeah.
And there was no title on the line then. Now there's a title on the line, and this gets interesting because when you're talking one-on-one matches inside of cages, that doesn't always bode well for Owen Knight.
Oh. And here's the thing, too, with Owen Knight. He's very experienced in these cage matches, as we talked about. You know, he's been involved with David Ali in a one-on-one in a cage match. He's been in the War Chamber.
That's where he won the title.
And he was in the War Games a couple years ago.
That's right.
He's very familiar with cage matches.
Yeah.
But then again, Joe Black is as well. He's been in some of those matches. So it's hard to pick a dog in this fight.
It is. And I'll throw another thing which kind of complicates things. You know, I feel like Owen Knight still isn't getting the respect he deserves as the SHW champion.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the scary part of this. Here it is. How are you the SHW champion and you're not voted Wrestler of the Year?
Yeah.
You're not even in contention.
And guess who was?
And guess who wins?
The man that he's going up against tonight.
Right. So there are so many elements, so many layers to this. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen here tonight because we know for a fact that Owen has the killer instinct.
Yeah.
We know for a fact that Joe Black has the killer instinct. When you let them loose inside of a cage, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be crazy. And I'm glad to be here, and I need you to be here to see what happens together.
We definitely want you to be here. One person we know that's not here, at least that we've been informed, is the Heathen Cruel. But we have been told that Brooklyn is here.
Okay.
And she's also supposed to be addressing the crowd for whatever reason tonight. I don't know what's in store there.
Yeah.
But all I know is that you want to be here in person. However, if you can't make it, you can catch all of our shows on IWTV, independentwrestling.tv, and you can sign up. Use the code SHW, get the first 5 days free.
That's right.
And that'll give you time to binge all the shows, right?
It will, especially now. We've more shows on there.
Yeah.
We've got the documentary on there. All kinds of things are there. So hurry up and do that.
You can catch every show from day one. You can hear our lovely voices calling the action.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be exciting. But there's nothing like it here in person.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you. So we're excited. for the show to get started here in just about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to wrap things up here on the pre-show.
Absolutely.
And I might do a little dancing here.
And I got to shout out Cody Martin. He's here for his first SHW show.
Welcome,
Shout
Cody.
out to you, Cody. Welcome to the SHW family. We hope you enjoy the show tonight.
Absolutely. It's going to be good. That's him right there.
Oh, there he is. All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's going to be a great show. And get on out here. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. DJ Tonic back here is doing his thing.
He's killing it.
I'm going to have to wrap the show up so I can get some dancing
You gotta
in
go dance.
before the show. Because once the show starts, I got to pay attention.
Right.
But right now, I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it.
Let's
feeling
get
it. GB, anything else for the viewers before we sign off here?
We are super excited to be back, and we can't wait to see you here. Again, you got 30 minutes, and if not, IWTV is the place to go.
Absolutely. Hey, by the way, don't forget to check out ProWrestlingTees.com/SHWPod. Grab the official podcast T-shirt for SHW. And, of course, all the people here, the merch stands are on fire out there. There's big old lines throughout the building.
Yes.
People over Chumbawamba? Are you kidding me?
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I just reverted back to 1997. Anyways.
I think we're going to have to keep DJ Tonic for sure.
DJ
Absolutely.
Tonic doing it to it out here. That's going to do it until we see you next time. This has been SHW.
This is our wrestling.
Oh, not like that.
I was about to say, no way, a double countout for the SHW title?
Next month, you can again. And pay. The truth is, Tank and I did put our name on you. We did give you our endorsement. And you embarrassed the hell out of us. Running your mouth. You started your career on the goal line. And all this time later, you still ain't made it to the end zone.
I will continue to kill and destroy everything that Dylan loves.
Oh, wait. What's happening here?
Back in the ring.
Who is this?
Again? Are you freaking
Oh,
kidding
come
me?
on.
Wow.
No, don't do this.
Oh, gosh. Whoa.
Oh, heads up. Come on, guys. Come on.
It's getting crazy in here.
Come on.
What in the world?
All hell is breaking loose here at SHW.